Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome back to the American Pop Culture Series channel. I hope that all of you had a wonderful New Year. Today is January 2nd, and The View came back with an amazing show. I really enjoyed the show from beginning to end. So it began with Whoopi and the rest of the ladies. They were discussing the opportunity that the state of Colorado and the state of Maine has taken in order to remove former President Donald Trump from the ballot due to the 14th Amendment. And a lot of people are kind of split, right? So his Republican counterparts, like Chris Christie, said that he would be a martyr. And, Ron DeSantis is really up in arms about it. But again, right? These are the same people who are very, pro Second Amendment, right? And pro First Amendment for a small subset of the population, like, right, of their, I guess, tribal population. But the great thing about the US Constitution is that it's not, a la carte. You can't kind of cherry pick what you want. You like some of it, but not all of it. No. The US Constitution is the document, the framing document, right, in which our nation is governed, which is great. So I'm going to read you guys Section 3, which is what they're discussing from the 14th Amendment, okay? So it says, quote, "No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president or vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state, who, having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of the state legislature or an executive or judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. But Congress may, by a vote of 2/3 of each house, remove such disability." So this is what, Sarah Haines brought up, right? And she said that not only was, because the lady said basically that Trump should be disqualified, and that's the premise that, the state of Colorado and the state of Maine are using to ban him from their ballot, right? And the Republicans are so pro-state, like states' rights, until it works, until it doesn't work in their favor. So Sarah Haines, she says that basically that's what Trump did, right? So after, the insurrection was essentially over on January 6th, he came out and said, we love you. He listened to their CD that they made from prison. He said that he essentially, if he was reelected, that, he was bribing them by saying that he would pardon all of them, for their federal crimes. And this is, again, against our Constitution of the United States of America. So, of course, Trump is going to appeal it, and they said that it's going to go essentially to the Supreme Court. But Sunny, who's a lawyer, she said that she doesn't really trust the Supreme Court justices, because before they got, put in those positions, a lot of them, like Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett, said that they wouldn't, rescind Roe versus Wade, and they lied, right? So her and Joy were going back and forth, basically saying that the Supreme Court justices were not trustworthy. And yeah, I can agree with that. So this is going to be really interesting to see how it plays out. But again, I really liked this episode. And they move on to discuss Nikki Haley, who, my goodness, she was asked, what was the reason behind the Civil War? And she was giving pretty much a word salad, saying, people's freedoms and individual freedoms. And the person who asked the question, he was like, "I can't believe in the year of our Lord 2023, right? This was just a few weeks ago, maybe even last week, that you didn't mention the word slavery." And again, she didn't, her response and her rebuttal to him was not slavery. It wasn't until the backlash and she pretty much got dragged all up and down social media that she came back and was like, oh, well, of course I should have said slavery. And they're like, no, the ladies of the View, they're not buying it, right? Because she should know that. She was the governor of South Carolina, but she didn't remove the Confederate flag until she was essentially forced to do so because of all the backlash she was getting after Dylan Roof um, essentially unalived all those people in that church because of the color of their skin. May they rest in peace. So then they move on to Simone Biles and her husband, Jonathan Owens, right? So Simone Biles is, I think, the most decorated athlete of our time, right? She's a 7-time Olympic, gymnast, champion. She was on a Wheaties box, for goodness sake, right? And so her husband, she's a newlywed. He's in the NFL, but he's not like a top level player in the NFL. I had never even heard of him before he married Simone. And so he essentially lied and said that, he'd never heard of Simone and he didn't follow gymnastics. But people caught, his old tweets like years ago. He was talking about Gabby Douglas. So obviously he followed gymnastics and he knew who she was. Well, he said that, oh, well, I'm the prize. I think that men are the prize in a relationship for the marriage. Um, that is so just narcissistic. I want better for Simone, but I mean, she loves him, so she's happy. If she likes it, I love it. But she's like the greatest of all time. Like her and LeBron are basically at the top of their sports. And so for him to say that, one, he didn't follow gymnastics, okay, that was proven to be a lie. Two, that men are a catch. Like you can tell the things that he says, he's just really intimidated by her. And I would love for her to be with someone like Serena Williams' husband, Alexis. Like he was a multimillionaire in his own right. But she said that she married him because he didn't try to dim her light, like someone who's really supportive. But anyway, so the episode ended with the ladies talking with Professor Henry Louis Gates, who has been doing Finding Your Roots for 10 years. So that's huge, right? And he has an episode where he finds out that the DNA cousin of Whoopi Goldberg is actually Tony Gonzalez, who's a really handsome football player. So the ladies enjoyed that. But they also, they showed a clip of Sunny tracing her roots and her ancestry. So I thought that was really cool. She was kind of crying. He's been doing that for 10 years. So he has all kind of celebrities on there where they get to, find out their roots and their ancestry and their heritage and their DNA. Very, very cool stuff. So shout out to him. And they actually found out that Whoopi, she was one of the few families. She comes from the lineage of the Washingtons, who after slavery, she got her 40 acres and a mule. Her ancestors did. And so, he kind of broke that down as to they applied. Her family applied, and I think only less than 10% of families were actually accepted into the program that they applied for. But Whoopi Goldberg and her family were essentially one of the ones who got a head start on that generational wealth. So that's amazing. Kudos to her. And Whoopi Goldberg talks about, like how she loves her mother and her mom was such a cool person. But I really enjoyed this episode. I think that, it was jam-packed. I love the dialogue. There wasn't too much, drama. And I did want to make a separate video about Meghan McCain and her response to the ladies, to Anna Navarro, but I'll make that in a little bit later. But yeah, I want to hear from you guys. What did you guys do over, the holiday? Did you do anything big for New Year's? The ladies did talk about what they did for New Year's. So that was nice, right? We got a chance to have them kind of catch up and hear what everyone was doing over the holiday season. But I'm really excited for all of them to be back. And I'm looking forward to this year because I know that the content is going to be really good, especially since it is an election year. And a lot of people are, again, divided, right? I don't think I can remember, at least not in my lifetime, where there's been a presidential candidate and the states didn't even want to put him on the ballot because he is, essentially he's led an insurrection and he has been indicted and with over 90 crimes, I think like 91 charges, which he's pled not guilty to, right? I have to put that out there. Like a legal note, like Sunny. But anyway, I want to hear from you guys. If you liked the video, the view, if you saw it today, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will talk with you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.